What should we do to start saving towards our down payment for our future home or for our future investment? Building up financial discipline. Now, honestly, that is the hardest thing. I've had to discipline myself, but I think it started from young. Honestly, when I was in like elementary school, we had an associate of the bank would come to our school, talk to the kids about savings, and they allowed everyone to open a savings account. They gave us a little book. Sunday night, I would get £5 from my parents to take to school on Monday morning to put into my savings. It just got me into the habit of saving. And like, people don't realize like this is discipline. This is helping you to become disciplined because you're doing something consistently, and it becomes a habit. So I really believe that in order for you to start preparing to save your down payment or really getting serious about it, you have to be disciplined. And so if you're spending on things that you just don't need, or that have no value after a couple of months, or the minute you buy it, it's depreciated, then you need to become disciplined about not making these purchases, because you have to make a budget. A budget is what helped me. A budget consists of you listing all of your incoming income and all of your expenses. Electric, your gas, your rent, your mortgage, your gym membership, your any memberships, everything, your car insurance, your gas, your food, like everything that you spend money on, you list it, and every month you keep a tab of how much money you're spending towards each one of those items. A budget is going to break it down on where your money is going. This is where you will learn where you need to cut down on spending. And this is where, when you think you don't have the money to save, this is when you're going to realize you do have the money to save. You absolutely do. Start to manage your debt. You need to you need to list out your debt that you have. And you need to start figuring out your plan of attack. Start opening those envelopes that are coming that you've been ignoring. Do not ignore them. At least open one from each company. Open an envelope from each bill collector that this as expenses. You need to know how much you owe. Even if you're not paying it right now, you need to at least be aware of how much you owe, so that you can at least figure out, you might owe less than what you think you owe. Instead of ignoring it, start getting your bills under control. Start at least opening them, acknowledging them, that you have them. Even if you're not going to pay it now, set up a timeline, a schedule of when you think you can pay it by, or when you're going to start putting some money towards it every month. Like, set goals for these expenses that you've been ignoring, but because they're not going to go away. Tinkerbell is not going to come, or your fairy godmother or your fairy godfather is not going to come in the middle of the night and decide to pay off your bills by a miracle. Okay? That's not going to happen. Stop waiting on a miracle to happen when it comes to your bills. It's not going to happen. And you ignoring it is only making the situation worse. It is not going to help you with your credit score when you're trying to apply for a mortgage. You're going to end up paying more because your credit score is not high because of these bills that you have that you've been ignoring. Make a plan. You're going to make a plan for these outstanding debts that you have. I would call them. I'll see if there's any way that they can take off, if there were like penalties, and if you are willing to pay it now, maybe they'll take off the penalties. So before paying a debt down, call them up and see what it is that you can negotiate with them to get some money off. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But it does not hurt to try. If you can get $100 off of a bill, why not? And then once you have paid it off, and this is something really important, like, so if you call a debt company, a company that you owe money to, and they negotiate with you on a lesser amount that you have to pay, make sure that they put it in writing that that debt is paid in full. Like, you need to talk to them and tell them that you would like them to send you something that shows that the debt is paid in full. Because sometimes things will come back to haunt you, and that you want it to come off your credit report if it's on your credit report, or you want it to show as 0 on your credit report. So talk to them. But like, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just here to give you some tips and to help motivate you into saving for your down payment for your future home or your future investment. Start saving towards an emergency fund. And then you pay every month in your bills. After you've done your budget and you've cut down where you think that you can cut down, you're going to start an emergency fund. And some of the money that you found that you can cut down on is going to go towards your emergency fund. And this fund is going to be for 8 months. Perfect example of why we should all have an emergency fund is because of what's going on today. What has been happening in 2020 with COVID. This is something that nobody ever expected, but we are here today in this pandemic. And some of us have made out well or been able to cope with it well. Some of us are like going through hell right now. And some of us it's not even affecting us. Okay? So in order for you to get to the point that it's not really affecting you, we have to figure out how to get there. And I hope that we never have to go through anything like this again. But there's always some kind of an emergency that comes up with us all the time. So it might not be a pandemic, but it could be an emergency. So these are the reasons why you need an emergency fund. So that in times of need, in times of an emergency, you have a backup. This is your backup. Once you've figured out how much debt you have, who you need to pay, how long you have to pay them off, you need to start figuring out passive income, streams of passive income, streams of it. Okay? Uber, DoorDash, vending machines. Figure out streams of income that can help you to eat away at this debt that you have or to add to your savings. But these are the things that you have to start working on from now. Set yourself straight. So if you have to babysit, whatever you got to do to get that extra income, you just do it, okay? It's going to add value to your life because it's going to help you pay debt off, or it's going to help go towards your savings. Once you figure out your budget, the next thing I would say to do is to make short-term or long-term financial goals and stick to it. Start with some short-term ones and try to, if you're still in that discipline mode of getting there, let's start with something small and start saving towards that. But something that's going to add value, not something that is going to be a liability. You're going to start saving towards that, something that's educational, that's going to add value to your life. And you're going to discipline yourself and start putting money towards that. Even if it takes a year, it's okay. It's just getting in the habit of putting away money consistently in order to achieve the goal of what you have set for yourself. Start investing in your education when it comes to finance. Okay? Nobody's asking you to go and be an accountant, to go to school to be an accountant. Nobody's asking you to become, I don't know, the best mathematician. I'm not asking you to do any of that. All I'm saying is you got to start educating yourself. You got to pick up some books. If you don't like reading, a lot of people, they don't like to read. I love reading. I read everything and anything. There's videos. This is a video. You know, hopefully you're learning something on this video. But start educating yourself about finances. Learn from people that have already done it. Learn from people that already have made mistakes. Listen, start listening to them. Start reading, start educating yourself. Decide what it is that you want from life and go after it with intent. Do not let anyone stop you from going after your dreams or think that it's impossible, because it's not impossible, but it's possible with every move that you make. Okay, start reading. There's a great book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That is a book that I think everyone should read. It really will get you going and thinking about finances in a different way. Another book that I really loved was The Millionaire Fast Lane. Great book. The third book is The Art of War. I love that book. I'm going to put all these books down below. Now, The Art of War is not necessarily about money per se, but it's about strategies. It's called The Art of War. The same, we can apply this same strategy to finances. If you have an open mind, then this is a great book to read. If there's anyone who can suggest any great finance books that you would love to suggest, please, 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 please put it in the comments below. Last but not least, because I know some of you are still going to go out there and shop. I'm not encouraging it, but I am going to say this. So there are a lot of shopping apps, comparison apps, discount apps, coupon apps, money back apps. In other words, there's so many ways to get savings. So if you're not using these apps and you're not getting these savings, you need my help even more so. And I'd like to thank you for staying with this video. If you have reached this point of the video, this means that you have stayed through the entire thing, and I do appreciate your time. And I do really hope that you learned something from this video, or something motivated you or inspired you to start doing something towards your journey. And don't forget to like. And if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe and smash that notification button so that when my next video comes out, you will be one of the first people to see it.